Please welcome the chairman of the Independent Games Festival, Brandon Boyer.
So hello everybody, and welcome to the Independent Games Festival Awards. This is our 14th annual ceremony, and I don't think anyone a decade and a half ago could have possibly imagined what independent games would become today. In its earliest days, the IGF was made up of 50 or so entrants, almost exclusively just on the PC, and a handful of judges to choose the winners. This year, the total number of games was around 15 times that, with some 350 judges and jurists looking at games for 10 times as many consoles, PCs, and mobile devices. And as it's grown both in size and importance to our culture of games, the ideas about what exactly the IGF should be and what role it should serve have also increased exponentially. Scholarship, experimental workshop, proving grounds for smaller ideas that can be taken in bigger directions, all of these are valid, if occasionally competing, ideas for how to best focus the IGF's organizational energy. And as the festival continues to grow, the feeling that I hope continues to shine through all of the filters that people bring to it is just this: a celebration. A celebration of a community of creators, of artistic achievement on every level, and of people taking enormous risks to bring something new and beautiful into the world. We've run this festival for 14 years now because of that, to celebrate all of you, whether you're a finalist, one of tonight's winners, or one of our hundreds and hundreds of other creators whose names you might not hear tonight, but who joined in because they believe in this as well. So to all of our entrants, all of our judges and jurists, everyone here tonight in the audience and watching at home, thank you for being part of this and making the IGF what it is. So, before we get going, we want to extend a special thanks to all the generous supporters that make these awards possible. Thanks to our platinum sponsor Microsoft, who later tonight will be giving out their own Xbox Live Arcade distribution deal. Thanks also to our gold sponsor OnLive, who already have had over 100,000 people play cloud-streamed IGF games via their Facebook page. And we'd also like to thank Platinum Student Showcase sponsor DigiPen, plus Gold Student Showcase sponsors Anjmin and Easart Digital. Finally, we'd like to give special thanks to our overarching award sponsor BlackBerry, who, in an Oprah-like twist, are highlighting their commitment to tablet game development by giving away 5 playbooks to every IGF and Choice Awards nominated game here tonight. So nominees, each of the cards you received is redeemable for a playbook, which you can pick up after the show. So now, without further ado, welcome to the stage 3-time host, 2010's IGF Grand Prize winner, and this evening's IGF Awards host, Monaco creator Andy Schatz.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me back, and thanks, Brandon. So I've been indie since 2004, so I've been around for much of the recent history of indie games. So I'm kind of an indie history buff, you could say. So you guys are going to get some good analogies tonight, some history analogies. The story of independent artists, of course, goes back way earlier than 2004. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take you on a journey to the distant past. The ancient Polynesians started one of the greatest migrations of mankind. 8,000 years ago, they explored the Pacific. Historians actually believe that they took 100 people, probably in their underwear, smelling bad, stuck them on a raft, gave them food and water for a couple of months, and then just sent them eastwards, rowing out to try and find an island somewhere off in the Pacific. They'd settle this island, and then they'd send one poor soul on a boat back to the home island to tell them of what they'd found, right? So the ancient Polynesians, they didn't send everyone, of course. There's no use to have economists or architects on a raft, because you can't build a tower at sea. But, so I mean, all of us in this room, were those ancient Polynesians. There's my analogy. And of course, many of the developers in this room stayed with the tribe, building their skyscrapers on solid ground. But the indies in this room, we were the ones in our underwear that volunteered to get onto the raft and sail off to sea. Some developers don't make it. They get lost to sea uninspired or out of money or with a game that no one wants to play. But many do find land out there. They want to tell the world of what they found. They want to send a messenger back to say, hey, I'm alive, and I found this island, and this island is covered in fruits and fresh water and then like monkeys or something, right? So that message that we indies send back, it might read something along the lines of, hey, I found this island. This island, everything about game design you know is wrong. On this island, interaction is minimal and poetry is king. Or, hey guys, I've spent 5 years searching for an island and I found it and it only has 2.5 dimensions of space. Or, hey guys, I made a game and I found an island with no visual component, none. And it's just as fun as anything you'll have in 1080p. Or, hey guys, I made a multiplayer turn-based strategy game with no downtime, none. You don't spend a second waiting for your opponent. Or, hey guys, I proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that for a treasure to be deeply valued, it must be deeply buried. So tonight, we tip a glass to the IGF nominees, those brave indies that left safer shores and volunteered to step into the raft so that they could share with us the beauty that lay beyond the horizon. So I'd like a round of applause for the nominees, but also for those who weren't nominated, for the explorers who made landfall, as well as for those who are still at sea or drowned at the bottom of the ocean. So now we move on to the actual awards, but I am not done with this analogy. So anyways, you didn't think that we would, like us random indies, we're not just gonna jump onto the raft and sail off to sea to like nothing, right? No, that's we've got students for that kind of thing, right? So step 1 of the Explorer's Handbook, find about 20 students or so. Step 2 of the Explorer's Handbook, stuff them into a canoe. Tell them there's an island just over the horizon where they can be like a prop artist on the next Blizzard game, right? Step 3 of the Explorer's Handbook, watch them row, row, row over the horizon until they're gone and we can break out the good alcohol. So, the first award tonight celebrates those intrepid and enthusiastic new faces of our industry, the students. These are the Student Showcase winners, each of which is a nominee for the Best Student Game Award.
Student Showcase finalists. The Bridge. Developed by Case Western Reserve University, Ty Taylor. Mario Castaneda. Dust. Developed by Art Institute of Phoenix, Brian McLean, Patrick Sullivan, Alexander Burley. The Floor is Jelly. Developed by Kansas City Art Institute, Ian Snyder. Noose. Developed by DigiPen Institute of Technology, Jason Meisel, Po-Hung Chen, Treb Connell, Brett Cutler. 1 in 1 Story. Developed by Liceo Scientifico, GB, Mattia Traverso, Gabriel Bonis, David Carney. Pixie. Developed by DigiPen Institute of Technology, Lim E. Shang, Sean Chan. The Snowfield. Developed by Singapore MIT Gambit Game Lab, the Snowfield team. Way. Developed by Carnegie Mellon University Entertainment Technology Center. The Way Team.
And the best student game, along with a $3,000 cash prize, goes to Way.
Wow. So we've been here a couple of years now, and this really means the world to us. We couldn't have asked for anything more. The reaction of fans, love letters, and people finding new friends around the world. That's why we made this game. And to find new friends here, that means everything too. Thanks.
So 5 years ago today, I presented the best student game to a game called Toblo, and the designer for that game proposed to his girlfriend on stage, but that was pretty good too. So if there's any other marriage proposals tonight, you'll be pleased to know that they're being beamed to the interwebs as we speak, thanks to our partnership with GameSpot, to stream our award ceremony video live online to tens of thousands worldwide, both on their own website and partner sites like YouTube.com and Twitch TV. So moving on, we're going to stick with this analogy. So the next award is not for the explorers, but for the boats themselves. Yep. It is going to be run into the ground, I promise. So anyways, technology often defines the constraints within which art and design can flourish. So engineering stretches the distance that you can sail out to sea. This award is for the artists or the engineers and mechanics who built the boat and then kept the damn thing from falling apart and sinking at sea. These are the nominees for technical excellence.
Technical excellence. Anti-chamber. Developed by Demru, Alexander Bruce, Robin Arnott, Siddhartha Barnhorn, Fez. Developed by Polytron, Renaud Bedard, Phil Fish. Prom Week. Developed by Expressive Intelligence Studio, UC Santa Cruz, Josh McCoy, Mike Trainer, Ben Samuel, Realm of the Mad God. Developed by Wild Shadow Studios and Spry Fox, Alexander Karolus, Robert Schillingsberg. Spelunky. Developed by Mossbound, Derek Yu, Andy Hull, Eric Cirque.
And the winner for technical excellence is Anti-Chamber.
Holy fuck. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I went from an honorable mention to to a nomination for the NUOVO and an honorable for tech, to a win for tech. And the key was that I never stopped trying, and I hope that you never do too. Thank you.
Long time coming, Alexander. Awesome. Oh, look at that, over there. It's my good buddy, DJ Charlie Malone, giving us the tunes for the evening. So can we give him a big round of applause? He's back again for like the 20th year of the IGF. Come on, give him something real. Thank you. But I know the real reason here is not actually Charlie. Charlie, come on. The real reason you're here is actually to see some people take a much more somber view of video games, a little more serious of a take on things. So to bring us that tonight, Mega 64.
Indie Man, defending independent games by sabotaging major game studios. Indie Man.
Final Fantasy 13-2. How are we going to end this game in a way that gives the fans the meaningful experience they've come to expect from the Final Fantasy franchise?
Ended on to be continued.
That's really smart.
Indie Man.
Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. How are we going to keep this franchise fresh?
Make it the same 3 levels in low resolution.
I love it!
Indie Man.
How do we increase profits? Do we really need to make better, more enjoyable games?
Implement an online pass system that requires a one-time use code for online play given to you at time of purchase. Charge kids twice.
Genius!
Indie Man. Fear not, indie developers. I've returned from another day of saving the world from... Oh no.
That's right, Indie Man. It's me, your arch nemesis corporate sponsor, and I'm gonna fill every game with advertisements, and there's nothing you can do.
While the wind blows gently through the trees, slowly feel it lifting me up to the sky where I am free. Screw you, I'm rich with money.
Yeah, Mega 64, everyone give him a hand. Hey, we are going back to the boats. So if technology is the boat that allows us to explore into unknown waters, then the game design is the island. Islands, of course, come in all shapes and sizes, but we indies are particularly adept at discovering small, kind of weird islands, right? So everyone knows of the Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands, though, you might not know this, there's a type of bird on these islands that pokes holes in other birds and then drinks their blood. So an island with vampire birds, probably designed by an indie, right? Baffin Island in Greenland, NASA uses it to simulate what it would be like to have a colony on Mars, but Baffin Island has polar bears too. So Mars with polar bears, what does that sound like it was designed by? Probably an indie, right? So our next award, and one that I'm personally proud to have won in 2010, celebrates the beautiful and strange islands that could only have been built by an indie. The nominees for excellence in design are
Excellence in Design. Atom Zombie Smasher. Developed by Lendo Games. Brendan Chung. English Country Tune. Developed by Stephen Lavelle. Frozen Synapse. Developed by Mode 7 Games. Ian Hardingham.
Unit down.
Gunpoint. Developed by Tom Francis. John Roberts, Fabian von Dommelen, Spelunky, developed by Mossmouth, Derek Yu, Andy Ho, Eric Serke.
And the IGF Award for Excellence in Design goes to Spelunky.
Whoa. I'd like to thank everybody who took the time to play Spelunky, to talk about Spelunky, and to give us any kind of feedback about it. I'd especially like to thank Jonathan Blow for really just for his generosity and for caring about the original version of the game. It was a really crazy journey getting from the first version of the game to where we are now, and oh my God, I want to thank my parents. I owe them everything, and really, without their support, I'm so terrible at this. I really never know what to say when I come up here.
Well, I would just like to thank Derek for designing such an awesome game and letting us work on it. And thanks for my wife for putting up with development, and my parents for always encouraging me. And yeah, my dog Oscar, who is my lone coworker a lot of the time. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
So, So sadly, it's actually pretty much impossible to relate mobile gaming to anything regarding ancient human history. That's what I've got the head for. Luckily, exploration, migration, it really just doesn't work. So for a brief respite, you guys, I'm ditching the analogy. You're probably relieved. Also, I checked, and none of this year's mobile gaming entrants bothered to make their games for my Android device. Damn you, iPhone users. But I'm contractually obligated to hand out this award. So from what I've heard, some of the most interesting games of the past 5 years have been released on a mobile platform. So let's find out what I'm missing out on. These are the nominees for Best Mobile Game.
Best Mobile Game. Async Core. Developed by Powerhead Games, Matt Lopresti, Randall Lee, Chris Macris. Beat Sneak Bandit. Developed by Simoga, Simon Flesser, Magnus Gordon Gardebeck. Far Away. Developed by Steph Therion. Ridiculous Fishing. Developed by Blambeer, Rami and Jan Wilhelm, Red Wolwen, Zach Gage. Waking Mars. Developed by Tiger Style, The Waking Mars Team.
And the winner of the Best Mobile Game Award is Beat Sneak Bandit.
This is insane, really. Just to be nominated is pretty cool. To win is huge. And we've just been around for 19 months, and this is our third game. Released 3 weeks ago, so it's a real honor to win this award.
We should probably thank somebody. I think we should thank
not our parents.
No. The third secret Simogan, Åsa Wallander, Daniel Olsen, Anders Gustafsson, Emma Lindberg, Chris, I don't remember his last name. And that's about it.
Yeah. See you at the party. Thanks.
So they told me I was contractually obligated to retract the previous statements about the mobile games not being available on Android. Some of them might be, and if they're not, they probably will be 3 to 4 years from now. So anyways, moving on. I want to take you back in time, this time, but before the first time that Antichamber was actually entered in a festival, back before the Polynesians, all the way back to prehistory. So there's a native tribe of Canada made a visual masterpiece. But until this year, it's gone unseen by human eyes. There's even a beautiful documentary about it. You may have heard of it. It's called Indie Game the Movie, and the game I'm talking about, of course, is Fez. Fez won the Visual Art Award in 2007. So if we go by Fez years, the following nominees won't actually come out until 2017. So here are the beautiful and striking nominees for excellence in visual art.
Excellence in Visual Art. Botanicula. Developed by Amanita Design. Laramir Vicky.
Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days
developed by the Chinese Room. Robert Briscoe. Loom. Developed by State of Play Games. Luke Whitaker. Catherine Bidwell. Tom Hooker. Mirage. Developed by Mario van Rickenbach. Wonder Putt. Developed by Damp Nat. Reese Millage. Dan Millage.
And the winner for excellence in visual art is Dear Esther.
This is very surreal. Yeah, it's been 3 years in the making. It's 3 years of my life. Something that's started off as just a kind of a fun side project that was supposed to just keep me entertained while I was taking a year out. But this is just amazing. I think I should just really thank my family and my friends who supported me while I didn't have a real job. And just the community and everybody who's just supported Dear Esther and the project throughout its development. I don't think without their support, I don't think it would have really followed through to what it is today. So thank you to all those people, and thank you very much.
Whoa!
So I hope you folks out there are enjoying yourself tonight. This is my 4th time actually hosting these awards, but I still get really super nervous, and I stare at the teleprompter and I talk too fast and my voice gets really super high. So I thought it would actually be awesome if the audio guys back there could maybe like give me a little bit like a lower voice or something like that. Can you guys do that for me? La 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 la.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's funnier than I thought it would be. That's awesome. So, speaking of audio, thank you. So, baby, speaking of audio, here are the games that tickled our senses with innovative, interactive sound, beautiful music, and particularly effective ambiance. The nominees for excellence in audio are
Excellence in Audio, Botanicula, developed by Amanita Design, Deva, Ian Krotokvil, Bara Krotokvilova.
Dear Esther.
Dear Esther.
The gulls do not land.
Developed by The Chinese Room, Jessica Curry. Pugs Love Beats. Developed by Lucky Frame, Jan Sesnek, Jonathan Brodsky, Sean McElroy. To the Moon. Developed by Freebird Games, Kan Gao, Laura Shigahara. Waking Mars. Developed by Tiger Style, the Waking Mars team.
And I liked it the other way. And the winner of the IGF Award for Excellence in Audio is Botanicula.
We are in the first time in the US. And it's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Yoo-hoo!
the IGF can sometimes be a bit of a black box, so if you'll give me a second, I just want to tell you about what the process is for actually selecting the nominees and the winners. So we had, over 800, somewhere around that, entrants to the festival this year, which is crazy. So how do we decide the lucky few that win? The first step is the collection of close to 200 industry experts that sift through about 15 randomly assigned games. The judges tick a box saying whether or not they think a particular game should be nominated for different awards. And then that giant list is sent to smaller juries that are experts in a particular award, so a visual art award or an audio award. And those juries decide upon the 5 finalists and then eventually vote upon the winner. But you know what? Not that it's happened tonight, but sometimes juries get it wrong. Hell, I mean, I was on 2 juries this year, and I have to tell you, I have terrible taste. I actually thought Sin was better than Half-Life. So that's how bad of taste I have. So luckily, even though I'm a moron, we do have an award to correct for this. It's called the Audience Award. So in this award, all of you, in fact anyone, could go to IGF.com and vote upon which of all of the nominees of the night you thought was the best game of the year. So let's see what you decided upon. The Audience Award for 2012 goes to, get up here, Frozen Synapse.
I now know what it's like to be a nominee and a winner, but for 6 years, I knew what it was like to be not in the IGF. I know what it feels like. And I just want to tell all of you guys who are not in the IGF this year, it just takes hard work, and it just takes persistence, it just takes belief in yourself. This is, fill out my words for me.
This award is for the Frozen Synapse community, which is why you guys can see what it's like to win an award. This is your award. This is your speech. There's the microphone. Go on, say something funny. I'd like to thank DJ Charlie Malone. I'd like to thank Ian Shorts. And I'd like to thank everyone who voted for this award. So thanks.
Joining us from Microsoft Studios, please welcome Alex Hebert, Ted Woolsey, Cherie Lutz, and Chris Charla, along with some special guests.
Congratulations to everyone who was nominated tonight and everyone who entered the IGF. IGF is so important to driving innovation in the game industry, and we're proud to not only be long-term supporters of the event, but to also have published so many IGF finalists and entrants on Xbox Live Arcade.
So when we were discussing our sponsorship this year, we were like, let's really put our money where our mouth is and kind of make a dedicated publishing slot, something we offered as part of our sponsorship. So working with the judging panel of the IGF, we looked across the entire entry field, and among the many super rad games, we found a game that everyone just agreed it just needed to be on XBLA. It wanted to be on XBLA. It made us laugh. It looks sweet. It is totally rad. We love the team, and we've never gotten a chance to work with them. So as you can imagine by the fact that we're up here with Cappy Games, Nathan, Chris, Kenneth, and Vic, we're pleased to announce that the winner of the XBLA award this year is Super Time Force from Cappy. And it's rad. You want to talk? All right.
So,
Big thanks to Microsoft. This game started out as a Game Jam game at the Toronto Game Jam, so thanks to the Toronto Game Jam folks and the whole Toronto independent game scene, as well as the whole independent game scene around the world. We're super excited about this game, and Ken's going to say some stuff too.
Yeah, I guess I just want to say the hardest part about making this game was coming up with the name. I mean, for a while we were going to call this game Super Time Defenders, and then we realized that name didn't abbreviate very well. Similarly, the names Temporal Interference Tactical Squad didn't make the cut, and of course, Space Heroes in Time. So, anyways, thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much. I think we're going to take a look at the trailer. Thanks.
Hi guys, I'm back. So for the next award, one more analogy. Charlie. For the next award, we're going to go way back in time to the first recorded game in history. Historians have shown that the tribal peoples of Denmark, somewhere around 10,000 BC, made the first game of tag. The success of that first game of tag spawned the ancient game industry as we know it. The next year, they came out with freeze tag, and then freeze tag 2, and then modern tag came after that. Subsequently, Zynga actually tried to make hide and seek to clone it, and then the sequel to that, it was the aquatic sequel, Marco Polo, which didn't do quite as well. So since these early days of game design has been trapped in an endless series of sequels and clones. But finally, this is the year that a few designers managed to break from the mold and design games that didn't revolve around the same old chase and touch mechanics. So the next award celebrates abstract, short form, and unconventional game development, titles that expand the definition of games as we know it. We used to call this award the Hipster Award and the people running around on a beach doing fun things award, but now we just call it the NUOVO Award. So the nominees for the NUOVO Award are
NUOVO Award. At a Distance. Developed by Terry Kavanaugh.
Now,
Dear
and
Esther,
towards the ocean is the rubbish dump.
Developed by The Chinese Room,
Peace.
Dan Pinchbeck, Robert Briscoe, Jessica Curry, Fingal. Developed by Game Oven Studios, Adrian de Young, Bojan Androvsky. GURP. Developed by Bennett Foddy. Johann Sebastian Joust. Developed by Die Gut Fabrik. Douglas Wilson. Niels Deniken. Nicholas Nygren. Melodious. Developed by Ed Key and David Kanaga. Storyteller. Developed by Daniel Benmergui. Way. Developed by Coco and Company. The Way Team.
And the NUOVO award goes to Storyteller.
I guess I have to thank people now. So I'm going to thank Jonathan Blow and Chris Hecker and Jeff Roberts and everybody who helped me end up here after all this time. I've been trying to get up here. And I'm sorry about these English speakers, but quiero mandar un saludo a todos los hermanos latinoamericanos y hispanoparlantes que, para que sepan que, digamos, estoy yo acá, entonces acá puede estar cualquiera, incluso nosotros. Thank you very much.
So we're getting towards the climax of the IGF Awards, and we thought we should get a trailer that was suitably climactic-y. So what better way to do that than to set Mega 64 loose on the signature audio-visual explanation of independent games to date. Behold, and I'll be back to finish out the show.
Hello, video game community. By now, surely you've seen the trailer for Indie Game the Movie.
The documentary on the completely boring subject of indie game development.
We here at Mega 64 were given the task of making that movie look actually entertaining. It was tough, but we did it by making it an action movie. Check it out, it's way better. Presenting Indie Game the Movie.
Somebody stole the source code, but what are they determined to do with it and why?
I'm determined to make video games, and I make video games because I can.
Who are these guys? Do they have a name?
I'm Guy making Fez.
Sounds like a psychopath to me.
What are you gonna do with all those photos of my wife?
Put them in the game.
No! We attack Digipen at dawn!
Don't let them start a Kickstarter!
They took our code and they don't even know how to monetize!
You know what's on the line when you go against corporations like us?
I'm on the line. Me.
Well, as long as you know.
We've captured one of the indie developers, yeah.
Where are you?
I'm like in a fucking concentration camp.
Son of a bitch. He's in Germany.
They took him to Gamescom!
How do you f***ing see these?
Like this close. Like.
Oh, a teddy bear picnic. That's nice.
Attention, developers.
What the f is that?
Our armies are laying in wait. There's nothing you can do, developers. All the games shall be corporately sponsored, and corporations will prevail. Yes!
Damn it!
Please give a warm IGF welcome to the winner of last year's Seamus McNally Grand Prize Award, Minecraft, Marcus Persson.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
I was truly honored to win IGF's grand prize last year for Minecraft. Time passes very fast. So I'm delighted to return to GDC in order to give out this year's Top Independent Games Festival Award. So here are the nominees for the Seamus McNally Grand Prize.
Seamus McNally Grand Prize. Dear Esther. Developed by The Chinese Room. Dan Pinchbeck. Robert Briscoe. Jessica Curry. Fez. Developed by Hollytron. Phil Fish. Renaud Bedard. Frozen Synapse. Developed by Mode 7 Games. Ian Hardingham. Paul Taylor. Robin Cox. Johann Sebastian Joust. Developed by Die Gut Fabrik. Douglas Wilson. Niels Deniken. Spelunky. Developed by Mossmouth. Derek Yu. Andy Hull. Eric Serkey.
And the Seamus McNally Grand Prize winner is Fez.
Thank you so much. This means the world to me. 5 fucking years. I don't know what to say. Seriously? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I prepared something, but I wrote it really quickly, so I can't even read it right now. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone that got interested in the game, and especially the behind-the-scenes stuff. At any point in the project, that people that commented on TickSource about the tech and read the blog and tweeted and everything, that made me feel like a part of the team that's much bigger than the team we actually are. And yeah, so I guess thank you very much.
Shitstorm commence. Well, that's it for the show, and I'm sure I'll see you again in 2035 when I finally release Monaco. So that covers it for the Independent Games Festival portion of tonight's program. Once again, we at the IGF would like to thank our platinum sponsor, Microsoft, gold sponsor OnLive, gold sponsor BlackBerry, platinum student showcase sponsor DigiPen, and gold student showcase sponsor Angemi and Isart Digital. Thanks to GameSpot for our 3rd year of live digital streaming. The Game Developer Choice Awards are next, so stick around for my shorter counterpart, Cliff Blazynski.